Good morning. We're working on section 2.3, part 1. We're going to be talking about solving linear equations, and we will continue this discussion tomorrow. Okay, steps to solving linear equations. Before using any of these steps, it may be helpful to get rid of any fractions by multiplying both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. Simplify the expression on each side, which means using the distributive property to remove parentheses, combining like terms, whatever you need to do to each side. Then you're going to collect all the variable terms on one side and all the constant terms on the other. Third, you're going to isolate the variable, usually using the multiplication property of equality, and solve. That actually generally does solve it. Then you're going to check your solution and put a box around it. Please don't forget to put a box around it. Alright, so this is what we're doing. Alright, I don't have any distributive property or any of that stuff to do, so we're merely going to start moving things around. So I'm going to subtract the x, because that's going to leave me with a positive x on that side, which means I have to add the 7 to the other side. These go away, they add to 0. 4 plus 7 is 11. 2x minus x is x, and these go away. So I have x equals 11, but I'm not going to box that until I check it. Alright, so 11. So 11 plus 4 equals 2 times 11 minus 7. Well, 11 plus 4 is 15. 2 times 11 is 22, and then we subtract 7. That is equal to 15. So, yes, x equals 11 is my solution. All right. Let's see. We're going to stick with the positive x's, so I'm going to add 3x to both sides. That adds to 0, which means I've got to move the 50 over. Okay, so this is going to add to 0. Now when I do this math, negative 50 plus 8 is the same as 8 minus 50, so that's going to be negative 42. 4x plus 3x is 7x. Now I have to isolate the x by dividing both sides by 7. So I get a negative 6 is x. Again, I don't box it until I check it. Alright, so we have 8 minus 3 times our x, which is negative 6, equals 4 times our negative 6 plus 50. Alright, so 8, negative 3 times negative 6 is a positive 18. So it's 8 plus 18. Does that equal 4 times negative 6 is a negative 24 plus 50? Well, let's see. 8 and 8 is 16, plus the 1 is going to be 26. Okay, and 50 minus 24 is going to be 26. There we go. Check. So now we can box our answer. All right, now we're going to combine like terms so we can simplify each side. So I'm going to add 3 and 2x. Whoops. That's going to give me 5x. Okay, so I'm going to add 7x. I'm going to subtract the 64. So 5 and 7 is 12, so I have 12x equals 40 minus 64 is a negative 24. Divide both sides by 12. I'm going to get that x equals negative 2. So I'm going to check it before I put it in before I box it. Sorry. 3 times negative 2 plus 2 times negative 2 plus 64 equals 40 minus 7 times negative 2. Woo! Squeezing in the extra parenthesis there. All right, so let's do some of this math. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 2 times negative 2 is a negative 4 plus 64 equals 40. Now a negative 7, well, 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Then I have this minus, so it turns into a plus 14. Okay, this is negative 10. 64 minus 10 is 54. 40 plus 14 is 54. Okay, check. So we come back over and we box our answer. All right, 4x plus 8x minus 2x. So we're going to combine all of these. 4 and 8 is 12x. Minus 2x is going to leave us with 10x. 20 minus 15 is 5. We divide both sides by 10. X is 1/2. We're going to check it. Okay, 4 times 1/2 plus 8 times 1/2 minus 2 times 1/2 is equal to 20 minus 15. All right, so 4 times 1/2 is 2. 8 times 1/2 is 4. 2 times 1/2 is 1. Does that equal 20 minus 15 is 5? Well, let's see. 2 plus 4 is 6. Minus 1, sure enough, that's 5 equals 5. So that is correct. So I can box my x equals 1/2. All right, now we're down at 5, number 5. All right, I've got to do the distribution to get rid of the parentheses. So now I have x minus 14 equals 3x plus 6. Don't forget you have to multiply it to both terms. All right, I'm going to subtract the x. I'm going to subtract the 6. These add to 0. I have negative 20 equals 3x minus x is 2x. Divide both sides by 2 in order to isolate the x. Negative 10 is equal to my x. So now we check. Negative 10 minus 14 equals 3 times negative 10 plus 2. Okay, so this becomes plus a negative, so I have negative 24 equals 3 times negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. Well, I know that this is negative 24, so check the answer is correct. So x equals minus 10. Next, okay, now again, we're going to distribute this 2 in. So we have 5x plus 3 equals 2x plus 12. Subtract the 2x. That's going to leave me 3x. And then subtract the 3, which is going to give me 9. Divide by 3. X is equal to 3. All right, now we got to check that. 5 times 3 plus 3 equals 2 times 3 plus 6. All right, 5 times 3 is 15 plus 3 is 18. Distribute this in, I get 6 plus, no, I don't need to do that, sorry. I'm just going to do what's in the parentheses first. 3 plus 6 is 9. So I have 2 times 9, which is 18. So, yes, x is 3. All right. Whoa, number 7. Okay. I'm going to simplify the far side. 4r equals 10. Now I'm going to do the distribution. That's a negative 2, right? Because this is actually plus a negative 2. So this is minus 2r. Negative 2 times negative 4 is plus 8. Combine like terms, those two are 18. So I have 4r equals 18 minus 2r. So I add the 2r to both sides, and I'm going to get 6r. I have 6r equals 18. Divide both sides by 6. R is 3. So we're going to check it. 4 times 3. Oops, I forgot to write check. 4 times 3 is equal to 10 minus 2 times 3 minus 4. 4 times 3 is 12. That was easy. 10 minus 2 times 3 minus 1 is a negative 1. So that changes this into a 2 plus 2. 10 plus 2. So 12 equals 10 plus 2. Sure enough, that's a 12, and it's correct. So I box my r equals 3. Okay, so now we only have one x in there, but we've got to simplify. So 20 equals 44. Remember, this is the same thing as plus a negative 8. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. Negative 8 times negative 1 is plus 8. All right, so 8 and 44, I have 20 equals 8 and 44 are, 52 minus 8x. All right, negative, I subtract the 52 to the other side. There are a couple of ways you could do this. Here, I'm going to end up with a negative 32 equals negative 8x. So if I divide both sides by negative 8, the negatives are going to cross out. 32 over 8 is 4. I end up with 4 equals x. So let's check that. 20 equals 44 minus 8 times 4 minus 1. Okay, 4 minus 1 is 3. So I have 20 equals 44 minus 8 times 3, which is 24. So 20 equals 44 minus 24 is indeed 20. So yes. All right. Now, the secret with this type, when I have minus and entire parentheses, I have to remember that really it's plus a negative 1 times 2x plus 14 equals 10. Okay, that's actually what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I have to distribute the negative 1 into the parentheses. So that's going to give me plus a negative 2x plus a negative 14 equals 10. All right, I'm going to add the plain 14 to both sides. That's going to end up with a 24. I'm going to put these two together. 5 minus 2 is actually 3x. Divide by 3. X equals 24 over 3 is 8. And now we're going to check it. 5 times 8 minus 2 times 8 plus 14 equals 10. 5 times 8 is 40 minus 2 times 8 is 16. And now I'm going to add the 14. 16 and 14 is 30. And sure enough, 40 minus 30 is 10. So x equals 8 is my answer. All right, here we have another subtracting of full parentheses. So we have to remember we're going to have to distribute that negative in. So I have y minus 2, multiply there, negative y, multiply there, negative 8. sorry, not a downward stroke, I need a plus sign, equals 4y. Well, I have y minus y, so those actually add to 0. Negative 2 and negative 8 is negative 10. Yeah, that's how it's working out. It's not going to be pretty. All right, divide both sides by 4. Y equals negative 5/2 when I simplify. Had to reduce the fraction. 10/4 reduces to 5/2. All right, so now we're going to have to check it with that nasty fraction. Okay, so I have negative 5/2 plus a negative. I'm doing it that way so I can see it better. Well, 2 written as halves is 4/2. That's the same thing as writing 2. Minus negative 5/2 plus 8, which is also 16 over 2. Does that equal 4 times 5/2? Negative 5/2. All right. Here, the first set of parentheses. Negative 5 plus negative 4 is a negative 9/2. Negative 5/2 plus 16 is negative 11/2. No, positive 11/2. So I'm subtracting, so I'm adding a negative 11/2. Multiply these together, I end up with 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. All right, so I add negative 9 and negative 11, I get negative 20 over 2, which is indeed negative 10. So yes, that is my answer. Oh, I already boxed it. I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, number 11. Let me get rid of that. Okay, number 11. 100 equals, well, I'm going to distribute the negative in, so I get negative x plus 1 plus 4x, because I've got to distribute the 4, minus 6 times 4 is 24. So 100 equals, negative x and 4x is 3x, plus 1 minus 24 is minus 23. So we add 23 to both sides. I get 123 equals 3x. So I'm going to see if 123 divided by 3. I think it does. Do you all know the trick for dividing by 3? Yes, it's 41. Okay. I'll show you in just 1 second. Okay. If you don't know the trick, I'm going to put it over here real quick. Way over here on the side. Let's see. If all the digits add to a number that is divisible by 3, then the entire number is divisible by 3. So I had 123, 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, which is divisible by 3. It's a factor, it's a multiple of 3. So that means 123 is also a multiple of 3. This works every time. It's a way to just see, oh, let's see, is that divisible by 3? Yes. All right. So x is 41. Let's check. 100 equals negative 41 minus 1. Well, that's 40. Plus 4 times 41 minus 6 is 35. Okay, so 100 equals, let's see, 4 times 35, 4 times 3 is 120, 4 times 5 is 20, so 140. 140 minus the 40. Sure enough, that is 100. So yes, it does work. So 41 is my value for x. All right. Oh, we're all down as far as we can go. Okay. 12. We're going to distribute minus 2z plus 4. Distribute the negative. Minus 3z plus 2 equals negative 2 minus 6z. We've got to distribute it to both of them, plus 2. A lot of students do it to the first, but forget to distribute it to the second. All right, simplify. I have minus 5z and plus 6 equals negative 6z minus 2 plus 2 is 0. All right. If I add 5z, no. Yeah, if I add 5z to both sides, could have gone the other way, which would be my bent, but, you know, I'm weird. Okay, so this becomes minus z, and the 6 just comes down as it is. So I now have to multiply this side by negative 1 and this side by negative 1 in order to get z all by itself. There's no negative on it. So I have negative 6 equals z. We've got to check. Minus 2 times negative 6 minus 4. Well, that's plus a negative, so that's negative 10. I have times negative 2, so I have plus a 20. And then I have minus 3 times negative 6 minus 2. All right, that's negative 18 minus 2 makes it a negative 20. I'm subtracting the negative 20, so it's now a 20. Equals negative 2. And then, I'm sorry, I'm running out of space here. Well, actually, I don't suppose I have to run out of space. There we go. Ha! Magic. My writing may suddenly get bigger by comparison. So let's see. Where was I? Oh, minus 6z, so 6 times negative 6 minus 2. 6 times negative 6 is a negative 36, minus 2 is a negative 38, but it's already subtracted, so I actually have a plus 38. All right. 20 plus 20 is 40. We have a problem here. Negative 2 plus 38 is 36, not 40. I've got my signs wrong. What did I do wrong? Let's check this again. Minus 6 times negative 6 minus 2. 6 times negative 6 is negative 36 minus 2. Negative 36 minus 2 is plus a negative 2, so that's minus 38. That's what we came up with in here, but it's plus 38 because of this subtraction. And it is a minus 2, so that's 36. So let's check the other one and see if we made a mistake, or I made a mistake. You guys can't tell me what I'm doing wrong here. So you're probably yelling at the screen saying, Mrs. Cronquist, it's this, you did this wrong. That's okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, negative 2 times negative 6 plus negative 4. Negative 6 minus 4, which is plus a negative 4. Right. So that's negative 10 times a negative 2 is a positive 20. Yes. Okay. 3 times 6, so this is negative 18. Minus 2 is the same thing as saying plus a negative 2, so that's negative 20. That negative and this negative make it a plus 20. Okay, doesn't look like I did anything wrong there, so obviously my check has saved the day. Negative 6 is not my correct answer. Let's go back and look what I did in the math of the problem. 2z minus, no, it's negative 2z. Negative 2z minus 3z. Oops, sorry, I'm getting all kinds of weird stuff here suddenly. Sorry. Negative 2z minus 3z is a minus 5z. 4 and 2 is 6. Negative 2z plus 8. Doofus. See? Sometimes we forget to distribute to the last one. So that's supposed to be an 8. Stop it. Okay, so if that's an 8, so then it's not 6. If it's 8 plus 2 is actually 10. So this comes down as a straight up 10. So z is minus 10. Actually, what I should do is, as I write over this, I should be using a different color. Okay, it looks like I've got some kind of a weird blue and green and yellow, but it'll be different. All right, so if it's minus 10, then this is minus 10. Oh, it's really thick. And this is minus 10, and this is minus 10. I don't like that. Sorry, I'm not liking that one because it's way too thick. So if I touch that, let's go with just a traditional red for mistakes. Okay. I like it pretty small. Okay. So this becomes minus 10, and minus 10. Whoa, stop it. Here we are. Okay, so minus 10 and minus 4 is minus 14, times 2 is 28. So this is 28. Negative 30 and a negative 2 is negative 32, so it's plus 32. 28 plus 32 is actually 50. All right, let's look at the other side. Negative 2 stays the same. The 38 is going to be different because this is 10. I end up with negative 60. Plus, so negative, I end up with a negative 62. I'm still off by 10. I'm off by 10 instead of off by 2. This is silly. So that's 50. No, it's not. It's 60. You guys are probably screaming at me. 28 plus 32. 2 and 3 is 5. The 8 and the 2 gives me another 10, so it's 60. So yay, that worked. All right, so this is minus 62, which becomes a plus 62 because of the minus out front. So this becomes 60. And yes, 60 and 60, so xz is equal to minus 10 is my correct answer. Yay! See, the check does help. I wouldn't have missed that problem on a test. All right, so we are done.